All right, everybody. Welcome to No Room for Wallflower. It has been a little bit of a campaign to get here from Chris to our Din 3. If you would, for the benefit of those who may be unfamiliar with your career, introduce yourself once more.
I am Casino Scorchstone. I pilot my trusty mech, Silver Bee. I am known as Tombstone. My trusty mech is the Orcus, with a focus on getting in there and pushing people around, as well as keeping my allies a little bit safer by providing soft cover to everybody around me. Also, my mechs blow up almost every couple fights.
Yeah, I'm Filberto Strobe, codenamed Gripper, and I'm piloting a Blackbeard. My main role in the team is to grapple an enemy and hold them down while taking enemy fire.
My name is Chekhov Sigoria, and he has a bit of an accent problem, so at times I'll be jumping accents randomly. Don't mind that. And I am the bombardment specialist. I sit back and I start launching rockets and missiles at everything within range, which is usually a lot. And he's very into explosives.
I am John Lee Nance, codename Puck. I'm a bit of a late addition to the team as I defected from the Best in Sovereignty in the last campaign, and I'm now part of the Union. I pilot the Green Knight, which is essentially a tank with a cyber warfare suite, and my specialty is breaking into other mechs, software, and making them much harder to pilot.
There was a great deal of fighting which occurred on the planet Chrysidium as a war was fought for effectively its independence and ability to join Union. Due to classified circumstances, the Lancers in charge of delivering this planet from a quite perilous doom have been retasked to provide support to a small, growing colony. About, I think, 5 or so years away from Chrysidium. It's a long drive to get there. But there is a important mission, as they were assigned to the Union Auxiliary 11th Team to do so. We're joining you now, here as you're making this final leg, having transferred from station to station. The logo blink gate now well behind you, as the thrum of the shuttle continues. This cramped thing offering very little in forms of comfort as it rumbles. Your mechs, unfortunately, could not fit inside this shuttle, and so you'll have to print them on ground. You're not quite sure what is awaiting you down there. However, you've finally gotten in range now that you can see the planet in question. Ardena 3, upon the Atlas line, far distant from where you formerly were. A blue world sometimes called a garden world, where down upon its surface you are to meet with Landmark Colonial, a Smith Shimano Corporation specialty service, and provide defense for a colony under trouble. The pilot of this shuttle has not been the chattiest. The only thing that you've heard recently from them, in fact, is
30 minutes to drop.
and that's about all you've heard from them. The cabin lights flicker as they switch from a cream yellow to a harsh red. The deck rumbles beneath your feet.
120,000.
And for the not first time, you again hear the howl of wind shear and the burn of an atmosphere as the outer shuttle reaches the thick soup, preventing space from rushing in. Through condensation-streaked portholes, the world below becomes an emerald smear, scarred by ragged tears of black and brown, patches of gray cloud cover speaking to months-long rainstorms which plague the surface. The pilot comes back on.
Leave your helms on for now. Cabin's not pressurized. You're going through a hell of a lot of shock. Don't want to bang your head on something before we get you to the ground.
The radio clips off, and the howling engines settle to a level cruising roar. Below, somewhere below, the mildewed halls of ancient hives lie dormant, waiting, empty. You're currently in a small, cramped locale with 2 rows of fold-down crash seats facing each other across a wide cargo bay stocked with bundled supplies. You're currently also plugged into the dropship's onboard oxygen via an umbilical cord, and it is not comfortable. You could have brought as much as a duffel loaded with whatever gear and equipment you could cram into it. I presume, however, that you might have brought your personal hard and soft suits. Did you?
Yes.
I'm wearing mine.
Yeah, I have my soap undersuit that I normally wear, and then my actual hard suit that I wear.
I only have a hard suit. I believe I just have that. Whatever the hard suit comes in that's underneath it, normally. If not, probably just regular street clothes.
I have my standard stealth hard suit on, which is pretty reminiscent of a lighter weight hard suit, just with a bit more wires and mesh overthrown on it, along with the NHP caskets I always carry around and keep plugged in.
Nice. Are any of you wearing a particular set of colors?
I'm wearing my organizational colors. Gray and green.
I'm wearing a stock standard ISPM kind of branded jumpsuit, probably.
The shuttle engines begin to wind down as you feel the cabin tilt some. The terrain below begins rushing in. You spy for the first time your landing site, a collection of small, largely gray prefab buildings bound across one side of a riverfront. There's a small set of landing pads, 3 of which are currently roped off and cracked. And you're headed for the last, whose lights are currently flashing red. With a rumble, the auxiliaries kick in as your ship comes to a steady stop over top where you're intending to land. And with a quick recorrection, rain falling upon the top of your shuttle, make impact upon the surface of Denver. Heat, shimmer air fogs the canopies outside, and the cabin repressurizes.
Glad to see yourselves out. We're bound for a supply shop from here.
Alright then.
Don't suppose we know how far out that is.
You didn't see one on the way in, so it's not immediate at the very least.
Yeah.
Well, seems like we have to hoof it. Guys, 5 years of travel, and this is the best we get. And
Let's have
unstrap myself and basically head out at this point.
Yeah, I'll follow suit. I'll unstrap myself from the carrier, remove the umbilical cord, check my leg before I get out of the seat, and then head out following Casino.
Chekhov does the same. He umbilicals himself, picks up the gear that he brought along, and follows Casino out. He'll probably add, well, at least we know where we're going.
Yeah, somewhat.
Do you have a map?
You don't. One was not provided. Everything was supposed to be given to you on site by a liaison from the company.
And what do we see as we come out of the shuttle?
White wrapped towers of apartment blocks, built but not occupied. A low gray of first generation habitats crowding at their feet. And streetlights providing steady beacons which illuminate the colony's borders, not far from where you are. Beyond them, the panorama disappearing into a solid green of dense temperate rainforest and the gray of low clouds and fog obscuring the rest of the valley you've settled into. A small group is approaching, weapons slung, the hoods of their dark ponchos held against the downdraft. You can see colonial militia emblazoned on the right side of their attire. There's 10 of them, arranged in a ragged line, crouched low as they scan the waving grass and tree line beyond.
You the pilots?
Shouts one of them, their leader judging by their kit, a thin armature exoskeleton powered by a blocky pack from which a tall spray of antennae emerge. She carries a long anti-armor rifle held with the assistance of a mechanized tertiary arm.
Should be, unless you were expecting a different set.
She makes quick hand gestures to her left and right, each two-fingered and pointing rapidly in those directions. The others will switch their attention to looking in those directions as they quickly make their way up, holding the hood of their cloak against the rain. Brava Hadura! Commander of the militia here. Glad you're finally arrived. Listen, we shouldn't be outside the walls too long. There's a sniper in the area.
Just like old times. Lead the way.
She gestures you over to a tall patch of grass in the mud.
So it's just like Cursidium.
somehow it's still prettier.
Yeah, this place is definitely one for the picture books. And then I'll kind of get lower, crouch down, and start moving towards the grass and mud.
Chekhov follows suit. Gets, squats down to make sure the tall grass actually matters and starts to move.
Yeah. Could I take a glance around the surroundings, see for any potential sniping spots if they are worried about one?
Yeah. Give me a skill check.
Spot check.
Uh-huh. Definitely applies here. You give the area a good look. Though you don't see a sniper in particular. There's a tall cliff ridge on the far side of the valley, about 7 miles off from the current position, which would give a pretty good shot down the center of the colony, and would leave you currently exposed.
Then I'll stay wary of that direction.
I'm not gonna get deep in the mud, but I'm gonna turn on my stealth hard suit instead.
Nice. You fade into the greenery with a blur of generalized color, which then settles into a kind of a somewhat slightly desaturated haze. It's very hard to see you, even when you're right next to you.
Chekhov would actually ask the person leading us back, so these snipers, how bad are they? How often are you running into problems with the snipers?
She'll look at you as she makes a quick circling motion with her finger at the pilot as the engines will kick and the shuttle starts lifting. It's often enough to be a real problem. I hope that you're here to take care of that.
We are here to help. Our mission briefing had a couple of objectives, and helping the colony was one of them.
Hang on one second. Let me make sure that I get you all called in. She leans into a small comm unit bound to her right shoulder. Bravo, Dora to Patience. This is command. Go in. We've got the pilots here and are inbound. She looks back with a apologetic smile. Sorry, we've got some perimeter defenses set up and we don't have you keyed to the IFFs.
Fair enough.
This really is just like Presidium.
Yeah, it's like when we first approached the, I forget the name of it, but we were lit up with all sorts of targeting.
Let's hope we don't get shot down again.
Oh, we're shot down? She says she gets her soldiers closer in.
Yeah, so, me, Gilberto, and Chekhov here, we're on our way to save a president from a kidnapping. And as we go to land, what's the first thing that happens? We get shot at. Our transport gets shot out of the sky, and down we fell. Faster and faster till we crashed. Had to fend off like 3 or 4 waves of enemy mechs before we were able to break free, and go and complete our mission objective. And then after that, we met our lovely friend Puck here, and basically took on a whole army ourselves and won.
Well, you've been through a lot then. That's fantastic. I'm not complaining. I wasn't sure who they'd be sending. We just kept asking and then kept getting non-responses from SSC.
Well, hopefully we're worth the time they sent. Took us 5 whole years to get here.
5 years? Where'd they send you from?
Presidium.
She searches her memory for a moment and... Oh! Oh!
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was quite a thing.
Yeah, that was us. The 4 of us. Good times.
You
I
really
guess
think your
they
problem's that
decided-
bad?
As Crucidiums? No, we're not staring down missiles or ships in orbit or anything of that sort. We've got bandits and bugs, we think. Probably. She says, somewhat uncertainly.
Bandits and bugs.
Why did you mention probably?
Sorry, property?
He said probably. He takes a little to get used to too. Got
Sorry
in the
about
head.
It's okay.
So
You're,
many explosives around me, my accent slips sometimes.
She laughs as she nods. Y'all are currently splashing through the culverts which run on either side of the muddy road which leads to town. She says, well, why don't I get you a little bit up to speed? She gestures towards the town. Not that this is the best place to be doing it. I'm sure that they're going to get you properly briefed once you're in there. You know, we've got a little bit of a trek anyway.
Sounds good.
Taking... I was about to say taking silence permission, but that works too. She says Evergreen was supposed to be a council settlement. It's a workers' city, collectively owned and organized around